Alright, early dust. Your mom's taking a break at her makeshift desk inside the domes. What's up, Selene? You need me for something? Nope. Your mom already said no, I agree with her. Your dad says without looking up from his work. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. Yeah, spend a little bit of time every day communing with the planet. Which I think is, in general, a neat idea. Even for a planet like Earth that's not as closely connected as Vertumna is. Just take some time to get away from all the technology, electronics, and just be part of the world. I don't necessarily do it, but I understand it, and I think it's a neat idea. Mars is brushing at her long, luxurious hair. I know it's an extravagance to have such labor-intensive hair when we technically have a war going on, she says, making a dismissive hand gesture at the word war. But honestly, if we don't remember to treat ourselves once in a while, what's the point? Besides, she says, going back to brushing, it's my duty to raise the average level of sophistication here. Sure. You spot Rex lying... oh, this is him getting out of the hammock. Okay. And I forgot to give Mars a present, so we'll head back to her in a moment. There's a stick for you. And a hug. Okay. Back to Mars. Let's give you another flower. How are we coming on your friendships? Is there anyone else that I've gotten up to 100? No. Although these two are surprisingly high for how late they joined the colony. Alright, hey base. Go bother Rex? Sure, sure. Have a device. Know thy enemy, yep. Nem seems troubled. How do you know if someone still likes you? She asks. I don't understand this dating stuff. Yeah. Have an egg. Well, thanks, Nem says, taking the egg. I guess it is my birthday this week. I kind of forgot. You should remember your birthday. It's an event. She's staring at her ham. Yep. Hey, Nomi. One more line of code. Yep. We've read that. Have a crystal. Alright. We are really stressed. But we can still do another activity, so let's do more guard duty. You and Cal often don't share the same priorities when it comes to colony defense. He's your friend, but he just doesn't understand that sometimes you do actually need to kill something in order to survive. When the animals attack, you can't just throw open the gates and hope they don't kill you too hard. You try to convince him, but there's no use. He insists there's a pacifist solution to every problem. Would be nice. Card becomes a 4. Okay. And +1 to red cards. Alright, so that was a... what? A 5. So as long as I don't play any other 5s, then that'll have a +6. So if I just play a bunch of 4s... that one's a minus. Because I think if I put down another 5, that drops, yeah. Not bad. Alright, that's already the best score. Unfortunately, it's not enough for a super goal, which is a shame. Are there any of these that I could have a ton of that I could use? Yeah, I could... use it here. A couple of these, because I have an absurd number, and I get the super goal, which means I will get additional combat. I think that's how that works. There we go. Yeah, so obviously we were higher than the maximum possible. We got the extra combat because we got the super goal, which is good. And an absurd amount of stress. Oh, but it's Virtunalia. Forgot about that, as I often do. This year, Governor Lum's ascension to the Virtunalia stage is heralded by an entire military band, their instruments shiny and nanoprinted new. They march out of command in formation, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with a heavy ka-chunk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna, his voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around, it's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest for the Helios, and people who've fully adopted their mentality like Nem. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Rhett is one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people, he exclaims. Every day, we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A potato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splurt at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xeno attacked us first, and now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return to how they were, and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council lined up before the stage and facing the crowd looks conflicted. We left Earth to get away from this stuff, your dad shouts, and you turn to him in surprise. He rarely swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on stage and routes her own here speak through the speakers. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Quinny. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent them to clear out a manticore den for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly, crunches her hollow palm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones in her hand as before her feed cuts out. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with the pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holo-vlogs, or the nuisance he is when he visits a worksite. You see something in his eyes you only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force, he sneers. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burned-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking, singing songs, and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumbs at his chest, need us. Not the other way around. I'm done pretending. I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house, he threatens. We need team players here, ones who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, Seek clears her throat. Sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lum scowls down at Seek, then throws his hands in the air. Whatever, do it. If it makes you feel better, you're all cowards. He turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. As promised, there are no contests this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the suns begin to set, the Helios, including Base and Nem, head straight for it and look ready to party into the night. The other teens seem a little less at ease. We're gonna hang out with the Stratos. We fit in with them better than the Helios crowd. No, I totally get it, Rex says to Cal as you approach. They didn't used to be this mean. Sure, we all joked about how, we'd find you guys rubbing sticks together in the dirt after your nanotech broke down, but it wasn't like this. He jerks his thumb toward Base and his group of friends who've wrangled themselves a live trippet and are skewering it to roast over a bonfire. You hear its dying squeals from here, and as night falls, smell the sweet charred scent of it cooking. No, they've always been like this, Nomi shakes their head. Just like total human supremacists. See something you don't understand? Nomi makes laser guns with their fingers. Pew pew, all gone. Want something someone else has? Pew pew, all yours. They lean back on their hands and look up at the night sky. In dusk, the wormhole looks so peaceful and far away. I used to think me and Rex were like changelings. Like aliens beamed in and replaced 2 human babies with weirdos. I don't think you're weird, Cal says, eyes wide. I think it's really great you two don't act like the Helios. We are Helios, though, Rex replies, and Nomi nods. And some people dancing around that bonfire are Stratos. It's not about how you were raised. It's about the choices you make, Nomi finishes. No one is just a good person or a bad person. Only bad people think they always make the right choices. The dancing and feasting continues well into the night, while you pass the time with your friends in the peaceful faction, knowing that the whole colony isn't into being soldiers and fighting lums of war on nature makes you feel less alone. But you can't stop thinking about the governor's eyes as he crushed Utopia's hand today. So long as he's in charge, does it matter what anyone else wants? The week after Vertumnalia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti crop up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the 2 factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lum announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Mid-dust, and we didn't get our usual stress reduction for Vertumnalia. Extra card draw. We draw an extra card at the start of the challenge for combat level 2. That'll be nice. And bravery. Every event in exploring causes plus 10 stress instead of plus 15. Man, where was that? Again, years ago. That's a really good perk, but we need to relax now. But first, we'll talk to everyone. Mate is about 2 clicks removed from flat out ignoring you. Go bother Rex if you like him so much, he snaps. Just don't believe anything he says about me. You don't know the whole story, and he'll lie to anyone to make himself look good. Oh, our combat is up past 80, so we can now challenge him. Sure, I challenge you. They suggest a sharpshooting competition. You, him, and a target that gets farther and farther away. First person to miss loses. You set the target and do a few rounds. You're evenly matched, but Vase is the first to miss. You turn to him to shake his hand, but he just scowls. What are you doing, he says. It goes until one of us can spell horse. 5 missed shots. You shrug and start again, until... Did I say horse? I meant Hopeye. Vase grumbles as he misses his 5th shot. Doesn't matter how long the words get, though. You win soundly. He's forced to concede that, at least today, you are the sharper shooter. Nice. That's surprising that we managed to beat him in a sharpshooting contest. Yep, how do you know if someone likes you? Sure. The body is a remarkable machine. That is true. One more line of code. Oh, a present. Apparently I forgot to give you one before. You can have this crystal cluster. Oh, it's her birthday. Or their birthday. Sorry, my apologies. Mid-dust. I should have checked my notes. Happy birthday to me. I can't believe you remembered. Thank you. And they have more to say. You catch Nomi in the lounge drawing on a single piece of actual paper. They look extremely focused and don't seem to notice you come in. As you get closer, you can tell that this piece is one they're putting a lot of work into. What's up, nerd? I mean, I might say that to friends, but it depends on the tone, whether it's obvious that it's joking, and I can't guarantee what the game would take it as. So yeah, fancy drawing. Nomi's head snaps up, and you can practically watch their blush spread across their cheeks and down their neck in real time. Oh, Selene, they exclaim, covering their picture with their hands. and looking up at you with wide panicked eyes. I didn't see you there. Sorry. What's the big secret? I love your art, let me see, or you must not be proud of it. What's the big secret? It's, Nunya. What? Nomi picks up their drawing and holds it carefully to their chest. None your business, Selene. Nomi jumps up, scattering their art supplies everywhere. I have to be somewhere else right now. Bye. They run out of the lounge, gently screaming, Kya! Well, that was even stranger than normal. Hey, Rex. Psst, hey, Selene, over here. You look around and see Rex gesturing you towards a bit of tarped-up rubble. You head over and pop your head inside. Rex peers at you from the gloom, his heterochromatic eyes gleaming in the light of his holopalm. Okay, look, he says. Get in here and close the tarp behind you. You settle on cross-legged beside Rex, and he stares, and he shares his holoscreen with you. Look what I found, he says seriously. On the screen are some, well, wow. Those people are not wearing clothes, and they would very much like you to know that. Now that you're an adult, it stands to reason that you'd have access to adult entertainment, but wow, it's all just there, isn't it? You can just look at it? That seems like a bug. Like, you should tell an actual adult, maybe. But nope, it's all there. You can even log on to the Holo Archives with your own password and see for yourself. Truly, we live in interesting times. Rex grins at you. So, do you want to check it out with me? Heck yeah, let's do it, or, no, thank you. No, thank you. That's okay, Rex says, looking completely genuine. He closes the tab on his holoscreen and pulls up a co-op video game instead. Do you want to play a couple of games of Dig Dig Digger Dog instead? I just really don't want to go back to work yet. You have a good time playing video games in Rex's little hidey hole until you hear someone calling Rex's name. His ears sag as he laughs nervously. Whoops, he says. Guess I gotta get back to work. Rex gives you a jaunty wave as he leaves before someone else can find him. Hey, Mars. Yep, we've read that one. Probably no collectibles. I think they generally only respawn at the start of a season. But I thought that was one of the points of the, I think it was perception perks that made things respawn more commonly. You ever think about Tammy? Yeah. Yeah. We've read this one. The wild, dangerous animals of the float cows bobbing around. Wow, we're getting big. Yep. Okay. So we could still do something that boosts animals or combat. Yeah, maybe we'll go back. Oh no, we gotta work on our stress. That's what we actually have to do. Let's relax in the park and hopefully level up our pets. You and Cal go for a walk with your Hopeye, Optimus Prime. Cal loves the little creature, and they love him right back. They must instinctively know that Cal is a safe person. Cal scratches Optimus Prime's chin. You are so lucky to have a little friend. You can feel your Hopeye starting to trust you more. They're still pretty skittish, and you don't want to see what those claws on the end of their foot can do. But they seem a lot more relaxed in your presence. You're petting it when it starts to chitter at you in agitation. Whoops, what's wrong, Optimus Prime? It flips over on its back and wiggles, its lighter stomach fur looking impossibly soft and enticing. Do you dare? Or is it a trap? Is it like a cat where it wants you to pet it, but as soon as you try and pet its belly, it scratches you completely? 7, 6, or no, 7, 7. We do 7, 6, 5. Ugh, no. I don't have a 5. Huh. Yeah, there's just no way to pull that off. Alright, whatever. It's a good starting round. -1 to neighboring cards, it's so bad. But I could do that to get it to a 5. No. +2 to cards on the right, so if I had a 3 here, then it would... Oh, to red card. Yeah, that's so hard to work with. I think I'm not going to get a straight, so... We just do a whole bunch of blues together. That's worth a lot of points. And then for the last round, see what we can pull off. Minus stress doesn't matter because we're currently resting, so we'll be at 100, or I guess 0 stress, regardless. Let's shoot a card, keep between rounds, set neighbors to that value. 6, 5, 4, 3. Don't have a 2. But I could do something like that. Or I could do something like that. That's probably better. 36 versus... Oh, that one needed it to be there. I was going to say if I put the blue card in the middle, but I can't because that's making that the 6. Although I guess otherwise it would be a bunch of 4s. Oh, that turned into a bunch of 6s, which is neat. Okay, that's getting somewhere. I'm guessing that's worse. No, it's not. Up to 43, because that was 37. So yeah. Can the autoplay fairy do better? I'm hoping I can get to the super goal. That's why I'm still fiddling with this rather than just giving up already. Oh well, it's good enough. Oh, and that is the best score, so I couldn't get the super goal without using additional cards. You're too smart to fall for this trick. After a few moments, Optimus Prime seems to lose interest. They spot a bug circling lazily overhead and flip back over onto their foot, chittering as they begin to track it with their 4 blinking eyes. They're totally a cat. But it's now level up to a level 2 pet, so gaining less stress and more bonuses for pairs. Might be the same bonus for pairs, but I think it was gain 1 less stress, now it's gaining 2. So that's cool. We're going to keep both those cards. On to Late Dust. You hear Mom muttering to herself as she angrily pulls weeds from the garden bed. Stupid egotistical men going to get us all killed. You cough and she startles. Oh, Selene, she says. I didn't see you there. Were you staying out of trouble? You're staying out of trouble, right? I don't want you on the wrong side of any war. You spot your dad lying on the ground with the soft... Oh, we've read this one a bunch of times. 20 years in space, it doesn't feel real. Yep. Cal. Communing with the planet. Yeah. Let's see. Late Dust is Cal's birthday, so that's why he is available for a gift. Have a bobber fruit. Oh, wow, that looks delicious, Cal exclaims. Thanks for the birthday gift, Selene. You know I love to eat. Where are you at? You are maxed. Really? Cal is at 100 out of 100. Nice. You've been invited to Cal's house for, as he puts it, a real grown-up party. When you arrive, Aunt Tira gives you a warm hug and shows you inside, where Cal sets up the living area with little twinkling lights and lots of blankets. You sit down at the table across from Cal, and Tira pours you both a glass of mushroom wine. She leaves the open bottle on the table. You kids can finish off this bottle if you like, she says. It's a good vintage, one of your dad's first brews, Selene. A little on the strong side, she winks. I'll be out late, Tira says, kissing the top of Cal's head. Follow me if you need anything, but don't you two wait up for me, okay? Wow, Auntie Tira is cool. Cal smiles at you as you tuck into dinner. I'm glad you could come, he says. I thought about inviting Rex, but he has like zero chill, you know? Besides, he continues, you're my BFF, remember? I can't think of anyone else I'd rather be with. Cal puts his fork down and looks at you earnestly. I'm really glad you're my friend, Selene. I'm so proud of everything you've done. Sometimes I think I really love you as a person, you know? He looks down suddenly, shy. Sorry, I know that's a lot. I'm just really grateful for you. And Cal's card upgrades to just a 10-point card. You and Cal share a wonderful dinner and polish off the bottle of wine. Afterwards, you settle into a big pile of blankets to lie back and look at the stars through the big skylight in his living room. And so that's why I think we should domesticate more Unisaur. It just makes sense. Cal finishes, and you laugh. He's right. Who doesn't want to ride a unicorn? You deserve a unicorn. You've been laughing a lot. Everything is just so funny, and also so pretty. The stars look like they're swimming in a big, dark ocean, and the little twinkly lights Cal put up look like stars you can touch. You reach out to grab one and come up hilariously short, and Cal giggles at you. Cal's warm and cozy against your side, and the blankets are so soft. Everything is wonderful. You're struck suddenly by the thought that the only thing that would make this better is if you were kissing Cal. Haha, what if you shared your first kiss under the moonlight? Haha, just kidding, unless... Do you make your move on Cal? Yes, now's the time, or no, we're better off as friends. Yeah, now's the time. You push yourself up so that you're propped up on one elbow, leaning over Cal. He blinks up at you, slow and trusting, not even alarmed when you place your hand gently on his muscular chest. Well, that feels nice, he says. Everything feels so nice, you know? You do know. You summon the courage to slide your hand up Cal's chest and over his throat, stopping to cradle his jaw. His stubble prickles under your palm. Now, there's the question in Cal's eyes. What's up, Selene? How do you answer? Just plant one on him, tell him you really want to kiss him, look alluring and hope he gets the hint. We'll tell him we want to kiss him. Cal's eyes go wide. Oh, really? He breathes out. His blush surges down his face, almost to his chest. Selene, Cal looks away. A long time ago, I told myself I could never be with anyone. Not after Tammy. After she... He swallows wetly. Sorry, that was a lifetime ago. I was just a dumb kid, too young to even really know what love was. I just feel guilty. Cal wipes his eyes and looks up at the stars. She would have wanted us to be happy, right? You wait in silence while Cal struggles. Eventually, he smiles at you, shaky and sweet. You do make me so happy, Selene. You lean in to kiss Cal, and he inhales in surprise before relaxing into it, and letting you kiss your fill of him. He tastes like smoke. Cal kisses like he does everything else, sweetly, earnestly, patiently. He runs his thumb over your cheekbone as you pull away to breathe. Wow, he murmurs. You're so pretty, Selene. I'm so happy you like me too. We gain the status smitten, which, let's see, you start dating someone and you want to share it with everybody. +1 to all social skill increases for 3 months. You kiss until you feel your eyes getting heavy and you can't help but yawn into each other. You lie down next to each other, and Cal wiggles his arm under your head. He pulls a blanket over the both of you, cocooning you in comfort and warmth. As you tip backwards into sleep, all you feel is love. You sleep soundly in Cal's strong arms. Morning arrives unceremoniously, pouring through the skylight directly under your face. You grumble as you turn your head away, burrowing into something that's soft and smells sleepy sweet. Oh, it's Cal, and your face is smushed into the soft skin of his armpit. His arm is curled around your shoulders protectively, your legs tangled together under the blankets. Cal shifts underneath you and blinks his bloodshot eyes open, squinting into the merciless sunrise. Ah, dip, he mumbles, clinging to sleep. That's so much. You can almost tell the moment when he remembers what happened between the two of you last night. His lips curve into a shy little smile as he leans down and kisses you. Wow, he says, full of awe. I'm so glad I just get to do that now. Before long, his mom pokes her head into the living area. Hey kids, she says, chipper, ready for some breakfast? Breakfast sounds incredible. You've never been more excited at the prospect of breakfast in your life. You share a breakfast of roasted trivet and eggs with Cal, his mom, and her 3 partners. Cal takes your hand under the table and blushes through all 4 of his parents affectionately teasing the 2 of you for finally sealing the deal. Even though the rest of the colony is in chaos, you feel somehow healed, having taken the night to let yourselves bask in their love. Oh yeah, that was just part of the going around talking to people. I thought that was like an end of the month event. But obviously it was not. Hey, Vase. You got nothing to say. Nem. Nem seems engrossed in her hull palm as you approach. Hold on, Selene, she says. I gotta finish this message to Vase. He gets so moody if I don't hollow him back right away. It's a bad sign. Yep, humans are the dominant species. One more line of code. Oh, yep. The rolled cigarette. We've read that one. Mars is brushing out her hair. Okay, so we get bonuses to social skills. I mean, I could theoretically work on some of the other social skills that we've been ignoring, but bravery is something I can easily get. Although finally finishing animals would also be good. But if we did guard duty again, we would get an extra bravery. Yeah. I don't want to do guard duty all the time. I want to mix it up a bit. But I think it's a good option. There's part of the new garrison you're not supposed to visit, deep underground where the colony keeps dangerous animals that have been captured by the hunting parties and brought back to be studied. These aren't the cheerful fields where newly domesticated bristle slugs and float cows live out their days in peace and luxury. It's a grim place filled with wild, ferocious creatures pacing in circles, lashing at the reinforced glass, shooting acid from their whatevers. You know that's because Security Chief Rhett has brought you here today. You know this because Security Chief Rhett has brought you here today past many secure doors so he can show you what you're up against. You should assume everything outside the colony walls is trying to kill you, he says gravely. Even if it doesn't look like it wants to sting you or bite you, that doesn't mean it can't spray acid, release poisonous spores, liquefy your insides with a sonic blast, or release a deadly neurotoxin. He points at you. If you don't know what it is, expect it's deadly. If you do know what it is, you should know how to kill it before it kills you. He teaches you about the various xenofauna, their habitat, behavior, natural defenses, and weaknesses. Like always, he throws a lot of info at you, and just expects you to be able to remember it flawlessly right away. Yes, there will be a test, he asks. When you ask, it'll be when you meet these monsters in the wild, and if you fail that test, you're dead. In fact, Rhett says, studying you ominously, you should be tested. Pop quiz, Selene. Which animal has venom sacs and can camouflage itself so well you're likely to step on it? Don't worry, you won't die if you get this wrong today. Snap bladder, I think. Correct, Rhett says with a smile. They're like leg hold traps. They catch their prey by waiting for it to walk right on top of them, then they snap shut and hold their prey until it gives in. Adult snap bladders can move, slowly, but it makes them ornery, especially when they're heavy with eggs. The young are too small to hunt like this, but they have venom sacs. Not too dangerous to humans unless you fall into a whole nest of them. He raises his eyebrow. I don't suggest you do that. It's interesting to hear about how they're all like, oh yeah, every animal will kill you. They're all murderous, beware. And yet I have a Vricky and a Hopeye following me around everywhere, and no one comments. This one will get a +4 if I move it by a blue card, which I definitely can do. Since I'm not going for any sort of run. Yeah. Really? That 456 is better than having an 8 here. Well, I didn't pay attention to the number. Here. So we got up to a 53. If I drop that, move these over. Oh, because it turns that into a 10. Which stops the 456. Okay. Sure. Alright, got a bunch of combat and bravery. Oh, and we got the animals we needed for the perk from that quiz. Let's see, level 3 pets, upgrade pet cards while relaxing in the park. Oh, so we haven't been able to upgrade our pets to level 3 until now. Okay. Well, whenever we relax in the park again, hopefully we'll be able to level up our pets.